Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Mo. I'm a working mom who's on a journey to reach financial freedom. Here we're going to be talking about all things budgeting, debts, and savings. We're on a loosely based Ramsey inspired, all while keeping in mind this is real life. So without further ado, welcome to The Real Budget. Alrighty guys, so if you're following along in my channel, you know that this February, my husband and I decided to really take control of our finances and start our journey towards financial freedom. Now we started it in the middle of February, so half of this month, or a little more than half of this month, I'm kind of taking a look back to be able to plan better for the future. So I already did our first paycheck of February and what we actually spent. And today I'm going to go over our second paycheck of February and how much we actually spent from it. Now, this week is a little different than the first week because we made a mindful effort to spend less, but we really didn't switch to a zero-based budget. And we also came into this week with money in our account. So with that being said, let's get started. So this is the, second paycheck of February. The date was 2/9/24. And we brought in $15.94. Now, like I said, we already had some money left over in our account. But what I did was I printed out our bank records from this month, okay? And I took everything that was dated from the 9th through the 15th, so that 7-day period, and I compiled them up, and I'm about to share them with you right now. Fixed expenses. We paid our Credit One Amex at $50. We paid our Credit One Visa at $50. Then we paid for our internet service. If I spelled that wrong, y'all just let it go. It was $85.36. Then we paid our power bill, which was $150.61. Then we paid the IRS $200. Next, we paid our gas bill, which unfortunately, because it's still pretty cold, was high. It was $212.89, which I think is ridiculous, but I have a baby, so I'm not about to keep it frigid in my house. Next, we paid our water bill. It was at $103.98. And then, like we do every week, we paid our lawyer 300 buckaroos. All right, that adds up to be $1,152.84. Now, as you can see, that's already pretty close to this number. But like I said, we did have some money already sitting in this account. Our variable expenses. I'm gonna start with groceries. One day I'm gonna figure out if I'm spelling it right, but today's not that day. We spent $480.60. Now, I want to talk about this number because it's high. Now, this is the week that we decided to try and take a hold of our finances. And one area we figured we were spending too much money in was eating out, gas station trips, etc. So I decided to use our Costco membership, go to Costco and buy some things in bulk, including meats, frozen items, etc. This also included things like cat litter and a couple of cleaning products. So not all of the 480 was in groceries, but for right now, I'm grouping them together. Now this is planning on lasting us much longer than the 1 week. It's kind of put in a lot up front, divided over the number of weeks that it actually lasts us. And hopefully it's lower than it was when we were eating all our meals out. So we will see. This is kind of a test run. Next, we spent $73.37 in gas. A little higher than our normal weekly thing. I think we filled up the truck once this week maybe, and we don't normally do that. My husband has a work vehicle, so his personal truck we don't fill up every week. Then I have the family fun category. We normally have a game night with some of our friends that live local, and this week we brought dinner and drinks. And the total cost for that was $39.29, which I think is a pretty good price because we fed, 5 children and 4 adults total, and then had, adult beverages too. A little fun. And then for one of our child's school lunch accounts, we put in $22.75. I had some parking fees this month. Now, where I work downtown in the city that we live near, and there's just a lack of parking at the place I work, so they don't really offer employee parking. Unfortunately, I either have to park in a paid deck or I have to park about a half mile up the street, and it was one of the most rainy weeks this week, and I just was not about to walk in the rain twice a day, all the days in a row. So I ended up parking for $9 a day for a total of $36 this week. Next is our eating out. It was $78.29. If you looked at my last week's video, you'll know that this was significantly lower. Let me see if I can just find it for you real quick. Yeah, so from that last week, our eating out alone was $164.11. Now we're down to $78.29. So I think that's some good progress there. Also on the same note, our gas station trips. Ooh, I'm just gonna abbreviate it. Our gas station trips was down to $28.64. And let me compare that one for you. It was $82.28 just the week before. So we significantly cut these two. So that's what I'm talking about when we were trying to be more mindful, while keeping in mind that this is real life, okay? Because this is called the real budget, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. There are things like our family game night that I'm about to do, okay? Okay, so let's see. All of these together added up to be $759. Now, I'm gonna add these two together. We obviously know it's gonna be higher than this, but like I told y'all, we didn't go into the negative this week. We already had money in our account. 1,152.84 plus 759 equals total spending $1,911.84, and we only brought in 1,594. So let's do that little math right there. Negative 317.84. These were looking back without using our zero-based budget, but trying to be a little more mindful. My plan going forward is to use this information that I've compiled and be able to use a zero-based budget with realistic numbers on our next paycheck. Now, that may not be the third paycheck of February by the time I'm getting all of this out, but for sure by March, I plan on using a zero-based budget. And we plan to not keep crossing these out and to start adding some money into our sinking funds and savings. That's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this content. If it's something that you're thinking about watching often, I encourage you to please subscribe to my channel, click my alerts. We are on a financial freedom journey, so you can go back and look at my original debt confession and see how we're going to get this paid off, because we're going to get this paid off. And I appreciate this community that we're building here already. So anyway, I hope you guys have the best day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.